Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Beth, and coming in under the wire, I have my winter 2025 FabFitFun box. It's a heavy one. So I just received this yesterday, Sunday. I was going to film last night, but I didn't get around to it. So I'm filming this on Monday, and hopefully I will have this video up by sometime on Tuesday, so that if you are a seasonal member, you can take whatever insights I have into account when you are finalizing your customizations, which close, I think, midnight Pacific Coast time on Tuesday for seasonal members. I do have some add-ons as well, so if you are an annual member and you have a second crack at the add-on store, then maybe you can learn something as well from that. And if you are just curious about what I got and what I think of it, then keep watching. So I will say at the outset here that I did film a demo with the makeup products that I picked up, so I will have timestamps down below in case you want to jump ahead to that portion or any other part of this video to make everything a little bit more efficient for yourself. So with all that being said, let's get into this box. So they shipped via SpeedX again, which isn't my favorite carrier, but it did kind of arrive nice and sound and in one piece, so I can't fault them for that too much. I will say though that FabFitFun having a big color wow advertisement on the inner cover here doesn't feel very festive. Feels a little bit too capitalist, commercial, but we do have sparkle and shine on the inner flaps here. And I did kind of peek through just to kind of make sure everything was here. But other than the makeup, I haven't really played with anything. So let me try to do this a little bit in order here. Okay, so for customization 6, I did get the Wander Beauty Lip Setter Dual Lipstick and Liner in Bohemian Blush. So that is what I am wearing right now underneath the House Labs lip glaze, gloss, whatever they call it, lip glaze. So I have this on underneath, and of course if you want to see a more detailed application and everything, you can check out the demo. Lots of just packing paper there, HelloFresh. The other item I got for number 6 here, and I will say that this is a very packed box. I was worried that some of the things I ordered might come broken, but fingers crossed, everything I think is kind of nestled nicely in here. So I also got the Kate Spade New York puzzle, $25 value. I think I mentioned maybe in my second video that I was thinking of picking this up as a white elephant gift. So that is indeed what this is destined for. So I'm going to keep that in its shrink wrap. I don't know that showing you the puzzle pieces would really be that helpful. Okay, so for customization 5, I did get the Briogeo Style and Treat Biotin Dry Shampoo Puff in translucent. So I did just wash my hair earlier today. So I'll go ahead and apply it, I guess, but you know, my hair is pretty clean. I know you're kind of supposed to apply dry shampoo before it gets dirty, but and I heard some people say that the puff on these can get kind of gross if you're applying it to oily hair. So maybe that's a good tip, is to maybe just use this on clean hair. Okay, so that's what the sponge looks like. And it has this open close twist mechanism. I seem to recall, ooh, yeah. Okay, so there is a thing on here, and you just have this jar of loose powder. So you want to be careful with that. And there's holes in the top. So it's kind of like opening it to dispense. It might be the same kind of mechanism as opening it all the way, so just maybe be careful. So let's see. It might take a minute. Okay, I think stuff is starting to come through. Yeah. It's a little strong, I guess, in the fragrance department. So I need to get my my roots done, but that's kind of how it looks on kind of dark-ish blonde hair. And this seems a little fussy. Doesn't fill me with confidence. I think Crown Affair they have some kind of dry shampoo powder where you apply it with like a brush, which might be preferable. Let's see what happens if I just try to blend that in. All right, so we'll see. Jury's kind of still out on that one. If you have dark hair, I think Briogeo does make a tinted, like dark tinted one. So if you have dark hair, you might want to skip this. It's a little harder, I guess you could still pick up hair and like apply it underneath. Like I think with dry shampoo, sometimes you like lift up a section and spray underneath so you don't get this on the top part. So something worth considering. I hope that demo is helpful for you guys. So anyway, got that. And I was thinking of taking that out of my cart or my box, but I think when I went in multiple times to kind of adjust things. And the last time I did, I guess before my customization window closed, they said that it was like out of stock. So if, I took it out, it would kind of be gone forever sort of thing. So I was like, well, it was only an additional $11 and it's a $28 value. So I just left it in. Okay, so I also got the Siblings Wick Snuffer. So this has a $24 value, and I told you kind of why I was thinking of getting this. I mean, I don't think it's anything special. I mean, it's gold. Makes a sound. But yeah, I'll show you how it looks kind of set up with the candle and the tray once I clear off space to do that. So I got that, and then I also did get the Unhide socks. So 2-pack of socks here. Obviously haven't worn these yet. So they feel soft. I will, I think, happily wear these. We'll probably run them through the wash first. So yeah, that's what those look like. They're kind of similar to the what are they called? Like the Earth Therapeutics ones I get, which are supposed to have like aloe or whatever in them, but I've had them for so long and washed them so much that they're really just kind of soft socks at this point. So yeah, those will be nice. And that was it for 5. For 4, I got the Great Plate, which comes in a little box like that. I think this would be a nice like gifting presentation. It's always nice to wrap things that are already in boxes. So that is, oops, just a piece of cardboard. So that is what that looks like. And we just had pasta or spaghetti last night, so this would have been, I guess, handy. But this one, you have the little tray that you rub the garlic on. And then this is actually kind of in there. So this is like a little brush. I thought this was going to be more like, I don't know, like some kind of silicone tool, but it's just like, I guess, nylon or whatever bristles. So the idea is that you can help kind of get the garlic out from all the nooks and crannies. It says the Great Plate on the end there. And then this is just, well, it's a little bent for one thing, but this is just like a silicone tube. I actually picked one up from Target that's like a vampire as part of their Halloween collection, and that just kind of tickles me. But yeah, these you just kind of put a garlic clove in and rub it back and forth, and the paper kind of comes off a little bit more easily. So I will give that a wash and try it out. And I did get all 4 of the available NARS blushes. So I am wearing Infatuated, which is this one down here. You can see I already kind of depotted them, and I talked a little bit about how I do that in the demo portion. But we have Deep Throat, Infatuated, Forbidden, and Torrid. So I have swatches and everything as well in the demo portion. That is the shade Behave, which I already had. But yeah, they come in kind of your standard compact, so you don't have to depot them to use them or anything or put them in a palette. But I always like to do that when components look the same, because otherwise I would have to remember what the shade Forbidden looks like. And this way it's just kind of all at a glance. So yeah, got those. I also got the House Labs lip glaze, like I mentioned. So I have that on over top the Wonder Beauty. And again, I showed you that in the demo. This is in the shade Guava, which is a soft, warm pink. For customization 3, I think the only thing I got was the One Size powder, which I also demoed. So I'm also wearing this. So this is in Ultra Pink. It's a pink powder. And then customization 2, I got the marble tray, which is obviously one of the heaviest things in the box here. This had a $38 value. I can figure out how to open this. Okay. So that is what it looks like. I have to say, it's not like the smoothest marble I've ever encountered. And the coloring is not like perfectly gray and white. There's definitely some like brown kind of running through it. So I don't know if that's important to you or not, but I thought I would mention it. And then I also did get 2 of the Voluspa Noble Fur candles. So these are the 6.5 ounce size. So I got 2 of these. And I was thinking again that I would pair one of them with the puzzle as kind of a white elephant gift. Oh, okay, so they do have a code. I looked at the Voluspa website to see if they did have a special code. So it looks like I just got a whiff of the candle. It's really nice. So you can use the code FabFitFun15 for 15% off through 12/31/25, so through the end of the year. So FabFitFun does have a tab on their website where they have like the different brands that are in their box. They'll have discount codes basically sometimes. It's not every single brand, but a good amount of them. And I checked to see if they had one because I picked up some other candles that you'll see from Voluspa, and I was trying to kind of gauge whether it was worth my while to purchase them from FabFitFun, or if there was like a different discount that I could use, or what. I think Voluspa last year they had like a 20% off Black Friday sale, so if you want to kind of file that away for future reference. So this is the little tableau that I promised you. This could all go horribly wrong here, but yeah, I think that's cute. I think that would make a good gift. You could even, I guess, give someone more than one candle if you wanted to, or just include a book of matches or whatever. Or those like electric ones that you charge. Put that down so I don't drop it, but yeah. It's a really nice candle. I might be tempted to keep both of them. We'll see how much my husband likes it. But yeah, it's a really nice pine scent. And those have a $30 value. So the last one here is the fragrance. So I did get the Future Society Floating Forest Eau de Parfum. So they come in these plastic bags, which I thought was kind of nice in case, you know, something should happen and the glass breaks, I guess. Although, like I said, I think these are decently packaged. So this is the Floating Forest. It's inspired by a tree, I think, that went extinct in Borneo in 1998. So I did smell the, what was it? The K18 collaboration with Future Society in store at Sephora. And I don't think it's going to be like my new favorite scent or anything, but it does have an interesting story behind it. So I just ripped off some of the paper. Really interesting cap. It gives me kind of like Flintstone vibes for some reason. Okay. I don't really recall what the notes are meant to be other than that flower. So it is nice. It's very kind of springtime to me though, and fresh. I don't think this is what I would think of as like a winter scent. I think there is kind of a greenness in the mid notes. Let's see what these are supposed to be. So we have cooling bergamot and black peppers. So yeah, a bit of a citrusy note there. Dewy freesia, water lily, and rose absolute. I don't get too much rose out of this. I'd say it leans a little bit more in the dewy freesia, water lily kind of territory. And then salted musk, whetstones, and papyrus. Yeah, so it's really interesting. If you do get a chance to smell it, I would recommend it. And I think that's my last actual choice here. I did want to mention I skipped the Color Wow. That's ironically on the inner lid of the box. So that was customization 3. I did use the Chris McMillan Glassy Smooth Blow Dry Spray today, and I think I like this more than the Color Wow. I still don't think that my hair texture and the fact that I've like highlighted it so it's inherently kind of damaged, I don't think it will ever be super shiny, which is what these products kind of guarantee or promise. So I did obviously blow dry my hair straight. I started off with the Air Straight, which can be a little bit better at kind of creating the tension, and this hair is less processed too, so it's a little bit shinier. And then I switched over to the Dyson Airwrap with the round brush attachment. So I was happy to try this. I picked it up from Sephora during the sale, but I, again, don't know that those products are really for me, and 9 times out of 10, I'm just letting my hair air dry anyway. Okay, so going into the add-ons, and I did manage to pick up, and this is especially if you're an annual member and you have, I guess, more options available to you. Before things start selling out, you do want to try to go back because there are items that I initially lost out on, but I was able to kind of snag them eventually. So also from Future Society, I was able to get their Haunted Rose Eau de Parfum for $29.50, and these retail for $98, I guess. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. I basically got a full size for the cost of a travel size, if you want to look at it that way. And I don't know if Future Society had a code. I don't recall seeing one, but anyway, rose is one of my favorite notes in fragrance, so I wanted to give this one a try. Same basic kind of packaging as the Floating Forest. I think this one was based off I guess a flower in South Africa, if I'm remembering correctly. I'm not sure that these lids aren't my favorite. Okay, so let's spray this one. Okay, so right away I get, it's more of like a powdery rose. So the notes on this one, actually, does it say it on here? Yeah. So I did manage to get that sampler set I think I talked about. I didn't know it was going to be in the add-on sale. This one has, I think, all 6 of their fragrances, or at least the ones that are inspired by kind of extinct plants. So really cute little sampler set. Haunted Rose, where'd it go? It doesn't have the notes, it just tells you what the species was. And I'm not going to pretend that I can pronounce these Latin names. I guess this one comes in a candle as well. Okay, so it's sandy black pepper and saffron, rose absolute and passion fruit, and then warm sandalwood and amber. So they say not your typical rose, smoky, spicy, and just a little dangerous. Smolders on skin, warm, rich, and long-lasting without being heavy. A floral for people who don't usually wear florals. And yeah, it was based on an extinct South African bloom. I kind of disagree with that. I mean, maybe once I try it on the skin, but really I'm just getting kind of a powdery rose. Maybe a touch of pepper. But if I wanted like a really deep, sexy, smoky rose, I don't think that's what I would reach for. So yeah, let me know if you'd like to see a dedicated video trying out all these different perfumes. I like doing that from time to time, kind of giving you my thoughts on these sampler sets. So I got that. And for the grand finale here, I did manage to get my hands on both the set of Wicked travel candles from Voluspot. So these are this year's candles. This is a set of 2 tins. So I'll open that in a minute. And then I did also get the full size. I think they had the diffusers as well, and I had those in my cart for a time, but ultimately I just don't really care for diffusers generally. So I got the 2 full size. And this is kind of a cautionary tale in terms of you really want to be careful with the add-on store. You should reference, I guess, the percentage discount that they have there. But also just do a quick Google search to see if it pops up either less expensive somewhere else or whether they have the price wrong in some cases. So case in point here, and this is why I was really excited to get these. So they had this Wicked candle listed for $43 retail. I forget how much I paid for it. It might have been like 8% off or something. But this was $43. This one, which is the same size and should have retailed for $43 as well, they had listed for $28. So even like 8% off of that was still like a better deal than 20% off during Black Friday. So I opted to kind of get all of them just to kind of have it done with and not have to like have that mental thing on my shopping list. So let me open these to make sure they're not broken, because I did have an issue with that in the past. So these are just tins, so they should be kind of good to go here. So I was kind of excited to see that they're using cherry blossoms as a theme for Glinda this time, because I live in the DC area, and of course we have the cherry blossoms in the spring. So that's a really nice kind of light floral. And then this other one is Palo Santo. It's a little bit obviously darker. Yeah, this one is a little bit more of a winter scent to me. Really nice and cozy. So yeah, do like that one. I think if you want like obviously a pine scent, go for the Noble Fir. But if you just want something cozy, then you might enjoy that candle. All right, so that was the set of tins. I think they do also sell these separately on their website. And I think they're at like Bloomingdale's and stuff too. Okay, so let's open up this one and I can show you. These are packaged a little bit better than that gift set I showed you. There's less opportunity for things to kind of break away. And like I said, I did have a pretty packed box, so hopefully they pack things pretty snugly. The wick is a little off center on that. So, but yeah, nice floral. So that one has the lid like so, and then you can also use it as a pedestal like that. I don't want to drop it. So yeah, I got that one. Probably put that one away until the spring. All right, and then this one, same idea. I'm just kind of checking to make sure it's not broken. All right, I think we're good. Yeah, I do like this one. That one's a little bit more centered. So I'll probably actually keep this one out and burn it in the weeks leading up to the actual Wicked movie. So I hope you guys enjoyed seeing what I got in my box this season. Of course, let me know if you have any questions down below. But without further ado, let's get into the demo. All right, so let's get into the demo. So I have applied foundation and I do have corrector underneath my eyes, but I didn't apply my concealer yet because I wanted to, I guess, set the concealer pretty soon after I applied it. So I'm going in with my Kulfi concealer. And I like to just put some like so. Maybe there as well. And then I'll take my BK A506 and blend that in. And I know I'm looking fairly shiny on camera. I always look shinier on camera than I do in real life because of the lights and everything, but I will set the rest of my face as well. And while I'm doing that, I'm actually going to reach into, if you can see the state of my desk right now, I just got this set of Experiment lip balms. I already tried Null, which is pink, and now I'm going to try Bite, which is a little bit rosier, just to have something on while I powder, I guess, because I do want to try these. So don't worry, I will try the House Labs and the Wonder Beauty in a minute here. All right, so let's get into this powder. So I did get the Ultra Pink shade, and that's what the component looks like. I'm not a big loose powder fan, as I think I've said. And then this one, okay, so it does have a sticker that you have to peel off. Might need some tweezers to get in there. So the holes on the lid actually kind of fit exactly into the holes in the component to kind of get the powder out. So I think I just want to tap some into the lid. I do have a little powder puff here. I just got a set of these off of Amazon a while ago. So I want to make sure eyes don't look too bad in terms of creasing. So I'm just going to take that and try to pick up the powder and just tap it to try and get that in there. I know like professional makeup artists will like kind of, I don't know, go like that to the puff. That's a little bit easier when you have a round one. So this shape is really nice for the under eye area. So definitely mattified and set. You can see that. I think it does blur a good amount as well. So yeah, I don't think this pink on my skin tone is overly brightening, but it doesn't look off. So that is the powdered and the unpowdered. Go ahead and dispense more. The way they designed this, it doesn't let like too much powder in at once. I think I do like the kind that you can kind of turn a dial to control how much comes out at once, because sometimes you might want more powder. Just touch my nose, but that's okay. So far so good. I do have dry skin, so usually I'm a little bit careful about that. So today I used the Dew Instant Angel Moisturizer as kind of a hydrating prep step, and then I used the Patrick Ta foundation, which is the best foundation for dry skin in my opinion. So I'm just setting my whole face, which isn't something I normally do, especially with a puff like this. But just so you can kind of get a good representation. I think I could also, yeah, I think I can pop this off as well. I might do that in a minute. Like if you get frustrated having to tap off the powder. I just watched, there's a video on the Playbill YouTube channel, like Playbill, the company that does the pamphlets or programs, they're called, for Broadway shows. So they have a YouTube channel, and they did one with the current Elphaba on Broadway. So she's the first African-American Elphaba on Broadway anyway. And they had her, or the show's makeup artist, and the person who does their wigs show how they get her ready. And they really, really go to town on the powder. I think the stage where they've already applied the green makeup, green face makeup and they powder her face. They call it like the green mochi. You know, like the powdered ice cream or whatever with the rice flour, whatever that is.
We call this the matcha powder donut.
Okay. So I think that is fully set now. I might have to kind of avail myself of another Patrick Ta product, which is his glass melt setting spray. That's what I ended up with in the cap. Let's see if I can get that back in there. To kind of bring some life back to my face. But I mean, if you want blurred and set, I think that'll do the trick. All right, so let's do some blush. So I have all of my shades of blush kind of depotted into this old Sephora Z palette. So I showed you how I took the pans of blush out of this component, I think in my What Will I Choose video. There's just a little hole there that you can take a pin or whatever you want to use. I have this scrapbooking tool. So you just push through there and the pan kind of pops up. It's magnetized. And once that is out, I took a Sharpie pen and wrote the name of the shade on the back so I don't get them mixed up. So that is NARS Forbidden. And if you wanted to remove the writing for whatever reason, a little alcohol wipe will usually get that off. And then I also wrote the shade name on the front, and I used a wet erase marker for that. So it's a little bit less permanent, but that will remove easily with a damp paper towel. So I really do like that shade Infatuated, which is that one down there. I applied Deep Throat in my What Will I Choose video because I have it in this palette. So Forbidden and Torrid are both a little on the peachy side. My eye look is pretty neutral, but I still really want to try that shade. So using a rougher number 5 brush, and that's about what it looks like. If you feel like you got too much or you picked up too much, you can just tap it onto your hand a little bit to kind of get off some of the excess pigment. And I'm going to start off a little bit more towards the back of the cheek. So yeah, so I think you can definitely go in with a kind of lighter hand with that. So of course I can't tell you how this is going to show up on a darker skin tone, but it does seem to be buildable. So a little bit more of a ruddy kind of just went outside and built a snowman kind of look. All right, so I do like that. If I wanted just a little bit of something extra, I think Deep Throat and this shade both had a little bit of shimmer. I might stick with Deep Throat. I think that'll just keep things a little bit pinker. So I'm gonna just put that a little bit more kind of on the apples of the cheek. So I think that's nice. I think NARS blushes are pretty user-friendly, beginner-friendly, and I do like having multiple blush shades or multiple shades in the same formula in one palette, because that way I'm more inclined to reach for a different shade as opposed to the same shade that I always do. So I'm actually going to apply just a tad bit of bronzer because otherwise I feel like my forehead just looks really pale. So this is the Diffused Bronze Light from Hourglass. It's pretty subtle, but it's just a little bit more color. So for the lips, I'm just going to remove whatever residual lip balm I have on and start off with the Wander Beauty Lip Setter in Bohemian Blush. All right, so this has, I think, a lip liner on one side and a lipstick on the other. So I'll start off with the lipstick. or the lip liner rather. So it's pretty creamy, really goes on easily. This is kind of a My Lips But Better shade for me. So I'm going to apply some on my hand just to kind of see how well it sets down. Sometimes if I just remove a lip balm, there's still kind of enough residual product there where things do glide on a little bit easier. And then going in with this side here. So that is a pretty kind of satiny formula. You can really see the difference there. So I don't feel like I need a lip balm on top, but because we do have the Haus Labs PhD Hybrid Lip Glaze in Guava, I'll put this on top, and then I guess if the whole thing wears away, I'll just reapply the Haus Labs. So that is what that color looks like. So that's what it looks like next to the other two. Really similar shade, actually. And like it says glaze, I think it's a little bit more balmy in texture. It's not like the shiniest, I guess, but it's nice. And I didn't detect any kind of scent, I don't think. It might have said it was unscented, I can't recall. But yeah, it didn't smell like anything. I don't know that the Wander Beauty did either. Yeah, I'm not smelling anything. So if you don't like scented lip products, then that is a plus. So I think that's the final look. We're very kind of light and fresh today for this winter box. So let me go ahead and swatch the blushes for you in case you were curious about that. So those are the 4 blush shades. That Infatuated actually looks a little kind of satin, like creamy, almost that kind of cream to powder texture. And because I have Behave here, which is one that I already had in my collection, I'll go ahead and swatch that for you as well. I was trying to make this easy on myself to edit, but that never happens. So those are the 4 blush shades. As I mentioned, Deep Throat is closest to my elbow. Then we have Forbidden, Torrid, Infatuated, and Behave is closest to my wrist. So I think that's it for now. Of course, let me know if you guys have any questions in the comments, and I'll do my best to answer. But either way, I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, make sure to like and subscribe. And until next time, I hope you guys are all doing well and staying safe, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.